Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, January 25th, 2013. U.S. safety regulators are apparently nowhere near finishing an investigation into the battery fires on Boeing 787 Dreamliners. This is according to Deborah Hirschman, the chairman of the National Transportation Safety Board. It raises the prospect of a prolonged grounding for the Dreamliner. She said that her agency is looking at the design of the battery compartment area of the plane and whether the certification standards that have been used by the government in approving the plane had indeed been strong enough. The comments were seen by some safety experts as a clear signal that this investigation is no longer just a teething issue for a new plane, but in fact a real serious problem. According to Ms. Hirschman, this is an unprecedented event. We are very concerned. We do not expect to see fire events on board aircraft. It's a very serious air safety concern. The former NTSB chairman, Mark Rosenker, said this is going to take them much longer now in the investigation, weeks, not days. Richard Abalapia, an aerospace analyst with the Virginia-based Teal Group, said that the NTSB briefing that they gave yesterday was a sobering reminder that investigators have not made much headway on finding a cause for the battery problems. Quote, "It was hard to find a lot of optimism on the call. It sounds like they're in the middle of a lot of hard work and a lot of mysteries. It just wasn't encouraging. Fire is the last thing you want on an airplane." Hirschman said that there is no fire suppression system in the area where the battery burned, nor any way to access it in flight. When she was asked whether or not there was a design flaw or a problem with the certification standards in approving the battery in an area where there was no fire suppression system or any way to access it, she said that's something we're looking at. Zurich, Switzerland police are saying that they're investigating an explosion at the home of Glencore International Chief Executive Officer Ivan Glasenberg yesterday. No spokesman for the police confirmed that the explosion took place in Glasenberg's mailbox outside of his estate. The multi-billionaire is the CEO and largest shareholder of Glencore, a global trading and producer of commodities. It's in the final stages of securing regulatory approval for a merger with the Anglo-Swiss mining company Exatra, which would create the number 4 mining company in the world with a market cap of about $80 billion. The number of disputed insurance claims in Australia spiked about 35% compared to last year. This is as a result of complaints from policyholders in relation to carriers' handling of coverage issues in the wake of the recent spate of natural disasters such as flood and the occasional drought problems down there. The London headquartered Robert Fleming's International Broker, also known as RFIB, has appointed former Guy Carpenter International CEO Henry Keeling as a non-executive director following the departure of the former Atrium active underwriter Christine Dandridge. We mentioned her yesterday. She's in talks apparently to try to purchase Atrium. Keeling was the president and CEO of Carpenter for almost 2 years, and before that had held a number of positions at XL Re down in Bermuda. Keeling is a good guy and a well-known industry person and will help RFIB, I am sure. A metro depot in Athens was stormed at 2 o'clock this morning by 300 Greek riot police in full gear. They broke into the depot to break up a sit-in by striking staff at the Athenian Metro Agency. This was 10 workers saw themselves being detained. They were subsequently released. The capital subway system remained shut for the 9th day in a row. According to the Agence French press, the strikers had occupied the premises of this facility since Thursday. Presumably that's a week ago Thursday. Delta Airlines says that its refinery that they purchased just south of Center City, Philadelphia, lost $63 million because of Hurricane Sandy. They said that we were forced to slow down production there because Sandy damaged regional pipelines and terminals in the area and slowed our distribution. The first shipment of Bakken crude oil from North Dakota will be brought to the refinery before the end of March. And according to Delta, this will lower the overall total input costs at the refinery, i.e. importing the oil. They said it's a bit too early to tell what kind of volume we can run, but we think it's going to be very significant. The second largest U.S. airline said it hopes to reduce jet fuel expenses by $300 million annually as a result of the purchase of the former ConocoPhillips refinery. The former Lloyd's chief executive officer, Nick Pretijan, who's now on the board of Hiscox, has warned that the industry should be on its guard to avoid suffering the same fate as other firms did in the 2008 financial crisis. He spoke yesterday at an event in London. He said the complete delusion that risk could be modeled, sliced, diced, and eliminated resulted in the crash of 2008, with spooky reminiscence of the insurance industry's own spiral in the late 80s. That's with the asbestos problems. He said history repeats itself. Those concerned have usually said before it happens, never again. Pretijan drew parallels between the cultural origins of the Lloyd's crisis in the 80s and recent financial crises in the financial industry. He said markets are inherently risky and destructive, as well as being constructive. Markets are dangerous on the way up and dangerous on the way down, and markets are dangerous when they are flat. Pretijan said that the losses of 2011, including the Chilean quake and the Thailand floods, were timely reminders of how insurers had to adapt. I made a mistake. Mr. Pretijan is associated with Brit, not with Hiscox. That's the news for today. The next broadcast will come Monday from London. We'll be there for 4 days next week. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on Monday.